time, one of the biggest taxi firms in the capital. You say you could be on your last legs as well.
That's right, Joe. The problem arose with the taxman there a couple of months back about VAT in the taxi business.
Mm-hmm.
We had a tax advisor with us on the day. We were after getting an audit off the taxman. As far as we were aware, all our taxes was up to date at that stage. But in the middle of it, we were asked about VAT. I'm in the taxi business 40 years now.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been VAT paid in the taxi business from what I ever knew of.
Well, you don't pay VAT on a taxi fare, sure you don't?
No.
Okay.
But they're defining this as being different, that it's a taxi operation service, a dispatch service that we're operating, so therefore we're supposed to be paying VAT on that.
So what is the service they want to put VAT on?
For the hire of the radios that we give to the drivers, that we hire to the radios.
Okay, and so just to explain to listeners, drivers who are self-employed, so to speak, taxi drivers, they can opt if they wish to buy the rent of a radio that from you or other companies, and that means that when calls come in, people ring Near Cabs looking for a taxi, you call out to one of your radios and they get the business.
That's right, yeah.
And those radios cost how much a week to rent, approximately?
€70 a week to rent off us. And from what we've now discovered, we should have been charging VAT since 2003 at the rate of 21%. It's up to 23% now. But our problem about this is that we've been getting a tax trading certificate right up to this year, and there's never been an issue about the VAT.
The revenue want back VAT as well.
Well, that's the biggest problem. I mean, one of the biggest problems going forward is this is going to hit the whole industry across Ireland. And the problem about it is I've approached a number of taxi companies. Nobody's been paying VAT. Nobody knew anything about the VAT on this. None of our accountants, our tax advisors or anything else. But what has happened is the taxman arrived on our door through an audit and asked us about VAT. We didn't know anything about it. So now they're looking for over €300,000 in back VAT. First of all, we didn't charge the VAT.
You didn't collect it?
We didn't collect the VAT because we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So the penalty for that is, the bill for that is 147,000, and then there's another 150,000 or 160,000 or something like that in penalties and interest.
And have you actually got a bill from Revenue with these numbers on it?
Oh, I have, yeah.
So, and they say, please pay.
Yeah, well, that's where we're at the moment. Now, we've already explained. Bottom line is, we've been robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep the company going for the last 4 or 5 years, hoping to try and get out through the recession, and plus money we would have borrowed off banks for cars, radios, etc.
Okay, if Revenue say, which a lot of the time they do, sorry, we are the Revenue, hard luck. Now, they say they negotiate, and we'll hear from people, I presume, if where Revenue have been. I know the Revenue Commissioner, I think she's now retired, was on, 6 or 7 months ago, saying they're always flexible with businesses. They're really conscious of the importance of business in the country. But if Revenue say to you, Ronan, we want that back money, what does that mean for your business?
Oh, we're gone, Joe. We just can't do that, you know. We are in negotiations with the Revenue at the moment, but there's actually this is fairyland stuff in regards of 300,000 back VAT. We just don't have it. That's not going to happen. It's the same with all the taxi companies. Anybody that I've spoke to in the business is in exactly the same position. Okay. Everybody's struggling to keep going. Looking for back tax now at the moment will put a lot of people out.
But if they say we want, which they will, you reckon they'll stick to we want their VAT from whatever, the 1st of January anyway, last year.
Yeah, well, whatever about us getting into negotiations about going forward, even for the business, this is going to be a huge step to try and get 23% off the drivers, because a lot of drivers will just walk out of companies and go onto the street. Because
I presume a fella can turn around to you, or a woman can turn around to you next week and say, listen, I don't want the radio anymore, thanks very much.
100%, Joe, and even at this stage, it's struggling everywhere.
Okay, Ronnie, you talk about going forward. One man, unfortunately,